15 years of my 20-year journey, I had no support. So I was living out of a backpack, living out of a boat in the Amazon, barefoot, with no paycheck, no health insurance, no security, no pathway forward. If you're going to succeed at anything, you have to become very familiar with losing. You almost got to learn to love it. So as we set out on this journey to explore the Amazon and to build relationships with the indigenous people and to study anacondas and to find a way to protect this place, at around 24 years old, I got approached by Discovery Channel. And they said, let's do a show where we take people into the Amazon rainforest and show them anacondas. I said, I would love to do that. I could teach people about the forest. We filmed this show for 6 weeks. We caught the biggest snake ever. The footage of us catching that snake is insane. We're all jumping in the river and wrestling this kraken, and we catch the snake, and we learned from her. It sounds crazy, but we were developing field methodology for studying the species. And we learned all kinds of things about anacondas. We learned how she moves through the environment. We're doing this groundbreaking research. We had all this incredible footage. And the night before I'm supposed to go out on the morning shows, they showed me the film. It had none of the science, none of the conservation message that I was promised. Instead, they focused on the stunt at the end, and they changed the name of the show to Eaten Alive. The public was mad because I didn't actually get eaten. PETA was mad, and the scientists were mad. You're just in this for the thrill, and you're not really a conservationist. It set me back about 10 years. I took a big swing because I thought it would help my forest, and I hit my head on the ceiling and fell down hard. And something happened when I was around 32, 33 that was the lower point for me. I'd written my first book. I'd gotten a real publisher. The book came out, and it went nowhere. I wrote a good book. I knew people liked it. It had a high rating. It didn't change anything. I'd started an organization. I started Jungle Keepers. I'd turned loggers and gold miners into conservation rangers. We protected 50,000 acres of rainforest, but still there was some feeling striking flint and the fire's not catching. There's something missing. It wasn't happening. Dad was dropping me off. You know we love you no matter what. He said, if you need to jump ship and start over, we'll help you with whatever you need. I said, what do you mean start over? Well, what are you going to do, this jungle guy thing forever? And I went, oh God. It was very soon after when COVID hit. I couldn't get to the jungle. Our whole team had COVID. Peru was the hardest hit country in the world. All of my staff, my friends, my family in Peru, they were all on oxygen tanks. Whose mother, whose sister, whose daughter was dying. We bankrupted ourselves, sending money. We took the whole ecotourism business and sent all the money to Peru to get our friends oxygen tanks and to keep our family alive. It was also during that time that I realized I have nowhere to go in this world. I was like, I don't make sense in this world anymore. I called my best friend. I said, don't tell anybody what I'm about to say, but I'm going to go get a job. I said, I've been doing this for so long. I tried really hard. I tried for 15 years. I said, I'm out of gas. I'm out of ideas. I have been burning so bright. I've been making the fire myself. I said, I got no more ideas. I said, I quit. I said, I'm out. I'm done. I have no hope left. And exactly a week after I made that phone call where I quit, our first big funder reached out. A billionaire had seen my video of saying the Amazon is destroying. And the week after I quit in the alchemy of the universe, that's when he called me and he said, you know what? Green light. Let's do it. How about a 5-year commitment where I fund Jungle Keepers and we turn the local loggers and gold miners into conservation rangers. We get you and some of your guys a salary and we make this whole thing viable. And by the way, let's protect another 100,000 acres of forest. And if we hadn't spent years and years and years chipping at the same piece of granite, it's just whether or not you can hammer through granite depends whether or not you continue to whack the hammer. So on that graph, nothing, 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 and then a little blip. All of a sudden we had a funder. And then once you get a funder, when you're doing it all by yourself, nobody's rooting for you. And then once you start to get a little momentum and a little notoriety, all of a sudden then everybody comes. Relentlessness is the most powerful element if you're trying to achieve your dreams, because you're going to get knocked down again and again. And you find yourself in the rain, lost in the forest, and you can't even see the trail. I always say that we didn't even know where we wanted to go. And it's like we just kept doing it. It's like the painter who just goes, I don't even know what I'm painting, but I'm just going to keep learning how these colors work. Just keep going because it's an obsession. You can't really fake an obsession. If you're going to spend 10,000 hours throwing a basketball through a hoop, you're doing that because you love it. And there's work and there's discipline and there's times where you're going to feel that dip and that rise. But if you're really doing it If you're even in the game, it's because you love it. So if you can find something that you love, then you can start building that irrefutable proof of who you are.